In this video, I'm very excited because I'm going to show you how to train one of the most important fundamental principles in all snowboarding during the summer, and that is your stack position. Stack positions are the base of all of snowboarding. Be it carving, be it ollies, be it rails, every single part of snowboarding, the stack position is the base, and it's what you're trying to move within in order to perform every single one of your turns and every single one of your tricks. So let's go and start with, what is a stack position? A stack position is referring to this right here, just a natural athletic stance where your weight is set over your balls of your feet. That's this point right here, right before the toes. And what we want to do for this is try to have our weight always set over the balls of our feet when we're riding. And you can tell you're having your weight set at that point because it will let you do these little calf jumps. If you go and have your weight too flat base and you try to do the calf jumps, it's not going to really work and it will burn immediately. So that's the point, where you can go and do these little explosive motions off of your calves, bouncing on the balls of your feet. But stack positions aren't just any one thing, it's on a full spectrum of movements. So for example, this is a stack position, the one that I'll be riding with. This is a stack position, this is a stack position, all the way down to here, I'm still maintaining a stack position. And this also is true for opening the hips. I can go and maintain the same center balance with opening my hips, dropping down, and shifting all within it. Basically, every single movement and every single thing you do, you want to try and maintain your balance over the same point. And that's how you go and get power and control in snowboarding. I'll go and give you a little freestyle example here. If I'm doing something like a frontside 180, and I pop off flat base, it's going to make it so as I rotate, I'm going to land very heel heavy and risk falling. But by maintaining my weight over my balls of my feet, I go and rotate through and I land back on the balls of my feet. So every time you go and do a turn or anything like that, you're trying to move within a range of motion that lets you keep that center of balance. Obviously, if you switch to your heel edge, you'll need to go and switch your weight to your heels slightly, but we're still trying to keep that weight set over top of the board. So in this video, we're just going to walk through how you can go and get comfortable with this motion, find it, and how you can go and reach the limits of what it can do for you. And that's going to let you go and perform way better maneuvers on your snowboard. So first thing I want you to do is find your neutral stack position. It always needs to have a little bit of bend in your legs. If your legs are completely straight, your weight's going to be set, balanced over top of your feet. So straight feet, no go. Bend down, feel how she goes, and try to add enough bend that you're feeling that balance point. You don't want to have too much bend to hit this point because we're not going to be able to ride all day like this. It's going to be too intense of a motion. So the base of your stack position should be the bare minimum bend in your body in order to have this balance on the balls of your feet. The next thing that's really important is you need to make sure that your upper body comes down in correlation to the bend in your legs. So if you're tall and straight on a snowboard, you're completely straight in the body. But as you add bend to your legs, you don't want to keep your upper body straight like this. This isn't a strong position, this isn't balanced because it's keeping my weight too set over my flats of my feet. So as you go and squat down, instead of trying to keep your back straight, pushing your hips out like this, that's going to make it so if you go too far, you're going to step back. Instead, we need to let our upper body come forward in correlation to our legs going down. So it looks something like this. I find my neutral stack position, and then the more bend I have, the more my upper body comes down in correlation. A good way to put this is like chest over knees. And then if your chest starts getting like too over knees, that's no good, because that's the biggest mistake people make while trying to maintain this position, and that's letting their upper body come forward not in correlation. The difference is between trying to squat a squat lack and trying to go and touch your toes. As soon as you go and break your hips and reach into this touch toe position, your back's going to be compromised, you're going to be weak, and you're not going to be able to put power for your motions. So I want you to just go and practice getting the stack position and feeling out your range of motion. Practice going up and down all the way while maintaining your center balance at the same point. This alone is going to do absolute wonders for your snowboarding, and I highly recommend if you're doing any sorts of squats or anything like that, practice with this point in mind. Though keep in mind, if you're not used to it, knees are susceptible, so you need to be moving controlled and powerful with confidence. We don't want any erratic movements jamming into our knees. Yes, we do that when we're snowboarding, we want to go and limit how much we train that, because the biggest thing that's going to fatigue in our training of a stack position will be our knees. So start slow, get comfortable with it. Basically, I'm saying don't do your maximum squat trying to keep your weight set over that point if you're not used to it already, because it could lead to some compromised things. Once you're feeling good with that, feeling the range of motion, Next, I want you to add shifting the hips forward and back, maintaining this position. We go shift to this spot, so stack position, shift hips forward, trying to maintain the same balance point. Getting all comfortable shifting back and forth, and then we can add that with some up and down. Just trying to get really comfortable moving within this. Next, let's add some rotation in the hips. So stack position, rotating the hips, keeping the center of balance. This is exactly what you're doing for like a backside spin. Keeping that weight set over at point, balls of the feet, centered tall, and coming through. So let's go and practice opening and closing the hips. So stack position, opening the hips, closing the hips. This is a great component to get used to, because what you'll see in snowboarding a lot is when people go open their hips, they extend tall like this, and instantly in this position, I don't have enough bend in my legs, I don't have enough balance, so if I hit a bump or anything, I'm completely boned. When you see like riders riding super aggressive down the hill, doing all the bumps, it's because we're moving within this range of motion while keeping the same center of balance. Like, look at how wild I can get, but while I'm doing this, I'm trying to keep that same center of balance. And if you go off it, you'll know instantly because you'll fall forward or fall back. Next, let's add the hips going forward and back into this. So stack position, stack position, stack position, stack position. As long as we keep our center of balance over the same point, it counts as a stacked position. So even if I go and get into this position, this is a position you won't see very often, but we've done on like backside 360s off side hits or like backside hand drags, that kind of thing. So that's completely okay, getting down low like this. So let's go and feel that, just trying to maintain that balance. And now the hardest part of maintaining the stack position is the heel edge. When you're going and doing a heel edge turn, you can't just go and squat down in correlation, because that's going to keep your weight too much over the balls of your feet. So when you're doing heel edge turns, you actually need to go and exaggerate your stack position formation even more. So if on a toe edge, just squat my legs down, I'm here. For the heel edge, I need to have my upper body all the way over here. This is because I'm trying to draw a straight line with my center of mass through my snowboard. So if I go and keep my upper body in the neutral position as I shift to my heels, my weight is now not set in a straight line over top of my board, because now it's being set over top of my heel edge. So that's going to be one of the biggest things you can go and figure out in the winter is how much do you need to let your upper body come over in order to maintain that heel edge pressure while maintaining your stack position balance point. So let's go and feel around with that. It's going down, shifting weight to the heels, and just getting cozy with it. We can even practice holding this position a bit if you're looking for a little bit of an exercise. This video is just about teaching the principles, teaching you how to find it. We'll go and make some follow along workouts later in the year. So with that, let's go and move on to the hardest part of a stack position, and that's adding extension into it. A lot of people, when they jump their snowboards, they're doing something called lifting, and that's where they try to lift their legs up to them as they jump. But in snowboarding, you actually want to go and push into the ground. Try to form your whole snowboard into the slope, and by doing this, we'll go and get the maximum use case of our muscles, the feature, and our snowboards. But what's really important when we're doing this is to never let ourselves go and extend straight position. Because what happens if we fully extend our legs? We move to the flat base and we lose our stack position. So this is the biggest problem most people have when they're actually jumping their snowboard, is they'll pop in two of their legs or completely straight. So what I want you to practice and get used to this idea is your popping should never fully extend your legs and fully extend your body straight. If your legs fully extend, what does your upper body need to do? It needs to come forward a little bit in order to maintain that same center of balance. So I want you to practice just some little light jumps while trying to maintain your center of balance over that same point. If that's too easy, let's go and add some spins, keeping the center of balance over the same point. If that's too easy, up the rotations, get comfortable with it. I guarantee there's going to be a point, and then there's going to be a trick where you go and start popping and you start extending yourself too much and losing that balance. So we'll do a little final recap, but this is just something that I highly recommend spending 5-10 minutes a week looking in a mirror, feeling your stack positions, and just getting comfy with it. Because if I'm trying to do a toe side turn on my snowboard, I want to use my shins, pull it. I'm still doing all that, but maintain the center of balance point is what's going to let me drive in serious power and get serious control. So recap, find your stack position, do this by going and adding a little bit of bend to your legs, having your upper body come forward in correlation, keeping the pressure over the balls of your feet. Then practice moving around, down, sideways, sideways, back and forth, all when maintaining the same center of balance. And if you want more of a challenge, start adding jumps and spins into it. If you can go and fully understand how to move your body while maintaining the set balance point over the balls of your feet, your snowboarding is going to be so much better. Like, I can't stress enough, every single thing I teach, every single video I made this year is all based around this position. If you master the fundamentals, it's going to make it so easy. If you snowboard without the stack position completely set in place, it's like trying to paint on air. You don't have a canvas to build off of, so every single time you need to pull things out of here, pull things out of here, in order to make what could be a relatively simple movement ends up being really complex because you're trying to do so many different things. But having the stack position is like having the canvas, the neutral plain canvas, and then as we go and want to do spins, we go and tweak our stack position. As we want to go and get deeper into turns, we go and extend that stack position. By going and learning how to go and move yourself and be one with the stack position, your snowboarding is going to really go up to the next level. So play around with it and let me know if you want to see follow along workouts for this kind of thing, and I'll be happy to oblige. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.